We're back at Wright Way Hyundai on 250 here in Waynesboro. It's another 98 Rock test drive. Today, I've got the 4th generation redesigned Hyundai Tucson. And as soon as I walked into the dealership today, Rob and the folks here talking about they just got off the truck. They just came off the truck in the last few days. We've got the hybrid. We really want to talk about it today. So I've got Rob Hanson from Wright Way. Rob, thanks for joining us again.
Welcome back.
Coming back. Good time this time around. I could see the excitement in your eyes when we're talking about the 2022 redesigned Hyundai Tucson. What makes this so special?
Not only is it a full redesign of the Tucson, every single nut and bolt has been reworked. It's wider, it's longer, but this is also the first time they've ever offered a hybrid version in the Tucson, which it just really puts it in a great segment. You know, it's not a large SUV, it's a mid-size, you know, actually most people call it compact SUV, but it's really the size of a mid-size.
And when I looked at this, your excitement is well-founded, because when I looked at this, a lot of people will compare this to an Escape, a CR-V, a RAV4. It's in that size group. It used to be the smallest several years ago. Now it's the largest in that group, which really means the wheelbase is a couple of inches longer per se on either of those models, comparison models, and that just gives you so much more interior room, which we'll see. But take us through this front end. I know these driving lights everybody loves. This is the base model with the daytime running lights, LEDs. When this pulls up behind you at night, you can't really see them in the daytime, but when you pull it up at night, you know exactly what's behind you. And a lot of people like that about getting in a car. They want to know that people know what they have and they really enjoy driving and it looks good. The blacked out grille with the chrome logo looks really, really good. Now tell us about the engine. This is a 1.6 liter?
1.6 liter turbocharged engine. Sitting next to it is also a hybrid battery-powered engine, and they work in conjunction together to save you fuel mileage. And low speeds, you're all electric. As you get up to higher speeds or more demand for battery power, your gas engine will kick in.
Now, you're gonna educate the uneducated here a little bit about the hybrid system. This is not a plug-in. This is one that regenerates the battery on its own, correct?
Yes. So the gas engine, not only does it power the car, but it also recharges the battery packs inside to power the hybrid system.
And so they will be coming out with a plug-in hybrid a little later on this year. You'll be able to find out more about that soon. But this hybrid with the 1.6 liter turbo, 37 combined?
37 combined, and usually those numbers are with everything working against the car. I wouldn't doubt one bit that you're going to get over 40 miles to the gallon on the highway if you're being smart about it and being careful with how fast.
And a lot of times in the past you may have been scared away by a hybrid because of an increased cost factor. But on this particular car, now this is the base model. This is the blue trim line. Tell us about the pricing range on these.
So starting out, your blue starts at right around $30,000, which is just it's for a hybrid SUV. That is an amazing price point, and they go all the way up to just under $40,000 if you want the limited trim.
And when we talk about the base, the blue trim level that we've got here, and you're talking about that price point at around $30,000. When you compare it to a CR-V or an Escape or a RAV4, you're really going to see the interior space difference in this. We're going to put Simon in the back and show you that he has a cavernous space back there. It really is. And then we also want to walk around this side here. Now, Hyundai talks about this side fascia profile, the side profile, as something called parametric. You can tell me that it's got a lot of creases that give it a lot of distinctive look to it. I like the way it looks. It's not overdone. It makes it look a little more aggressive, but it's not overdone.
Yeah, it's the Hyundai's mantra right now is that sensuous sportiness, and the parametric is all part of that design language that they're incorporating into it. So the new Elantra, you'll notice we did one not a while back on it, has a similar angled design to it, that parametric design, and everything's kind of shifting that direction with Hyundai styling. It's really turning out good. It's a beautiful looking car.
And then with the hatch down, I love this light bar that goes all the way across here. And of course, very distinctive when it comes to a Hyundai product, right?
Yeah, I love everything they did back here. Like I said, that light bar right there, the way they integrated the Hyundai logo up here, and the way the rear window wiper is actually hidden up underneath this spoiler here, so you can't see it.
It does have, I saw this, and I'm glad he brought this up, because this is one of the things I looked at when we first got here. The wiper is stored underneath the overhang here, and you can't see it. Fully functional, but it's the form and design of this that really takes the cake on this thing. You're coming in at a price point on this particular one at around $30,000. You're not looking for this kind of technology and this kind of design, but you're going to get it. Hybrid, of course, we talk about just right there on that, so it's not blaring at you, but people will know that you got one. I like that part of it, and I just like the way the rear end looks overall. May have a little wind buffering going on today. It's a little breezy day here in Waynesboro at Wright Way Hyundai for the 2022 redesigned Hyundai Tucson. This is the back. Now this is what I was looking at before we started. The cubic feet on this for storage, 41. Of course, you got the cover here that you can pop out too, but 41 feet with the seats up, 41 cubic feet with the seats up. If you put the seats down, it travels up to 81 cubic feet of storage with plenty of storage under here, right?
It's pretty amazing the amount of storage they're able to fit into it as well. We even measured this versus an older Santa Fe, and it's 1 inch difference.
Right, the Santa Fe is the larger one in the group.
The Santa Fe is the larger SUV, and it's 1 inch different. You're able to drop this floor down. It's actually in that mode right now. It does raise up flat with this level here, but you can actually drop it down an extra level to give you a little more room height-wise as well. And then underneath the floor, there's storage as well, so you can store a few extra things down there.
Oh, terrific. Plenty of storage. Again, if you're comparing model to model with a RAV4, a CRV, or an Escape, lots more storage in here. And of course, you just see the interior space as well. Again, this is the blue trim level. It's going to provide you with kind of an exciting experience if you're looking for a grocery getter. Inside the 2022 Hyundai Tucson, this is just gorgeous. When you think about this is their base trim model, it comes with all of this technology for a price point of about $30,000.
It's pretty wild to think that you can get a base model that not only has adaptive cruise control, but has the lane keep assist, the lane following assist, heated seats, push button shifter. It's pretty wild that this is a base model vehicle.
So let's run through some of this. It is a base model, but look at the level of technology that comes with this. You're not going to get this in a competitive model at this trim point or at this price point of around $30,000. Now we come with a very clean looking dash. You get, run me through some of the that you were talking about on this that you get.
So on this, you do get adaptive cruise control, which honestly every other base model we've ever offered does not include adaptive cruise control. It's just traditional. You all have lane following assist and lane keep assist, which the car is not self-driving. You do have to keep your hands on the wheel, but it certainly helps in a long highway trip that it.
Now I see the paddles here. What are these for?
So the paddles right there allow you to shift gears manually.
So it is paddle shift, even at this. Okay, very cool. We talked a little bit about the displays. Now, in the upper trim levels, the SEL and the Limited, you're going to get not only a 10-inch display here, you also get a 10-inch display here. But at this trim level, this is awesome. This it provides the wireless Bluetooth, correct?
Yeah, so it's wireless Bluetooth, also wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto.
But you do also get plenty of charging ports, right?
Yes, yes.
And you said the heated seats, which are great in the wintertime.
On a base model, heated seats.
Yeah. That is awesome. Now you look at the interior. I know we've got our seats fairly far back. On this model of the 2022 Tucson, they've extended the wheelbase. And what that does inside the car is what I always say. It puts all of the important stuff lie between the wheels. That means the humans, you get a couple of extra inches. It gives up plenty of room in the back seat. Now I know with the seats all the way back at their farthest travel point, if you're over 6 feet or so in the driver's, or you just want to be comfortable, you still have over 6 inches of leg space between the back seat, the bottom of the back seat, and the front. So there's plenty of room for people up to 6 feet in the back, plenty of headroom. This is just a gorgeous car with a great level of technology and fit and finish. The soft tactile feel to this stuff. It really feels like a high-end SUV, and the price point's going to be around
$30,000.
You know, one of the things, the cabin feels wide to me, and you see this over past years, I suspect, right?
Yes, it's gotten wider.
Now the push button, some people always say, well, you know, what about the push button transmission? The shift by wire has been around for years and years and years, over a decade now. So there's nothing really to worry about there, but it opens up the cabin. There's plenty of storage underneath, right? And of course you got storage in your arm too.
Yeah, it really raises this whole center console up and allows you to have storage underneath like that. And it also adds, you know, things like if you want parking assistance in the higher trim levels, so the vehicle can move on its own in and out of the parking spot. So it allows that to happen. And most people tell me it takes about 2 weeks for them to get used to this, but it's really easy to use. It's very intuitive. It's not difficult. I've seen cars where you can have some trouble just figuring out how to get it into gear. The newer cars, they try to redesign it and it just doesn't work well, where this just
becomes
easy as
intuitive
can
in a
be.
very short period of time. Now, tell me a little bit about the all-wheel, the four-wheel drive. I see this up here. That's great for winter weather, slippery roads, those kinds of things.
So this car is all-wheel drive, and just like most modern all-wheel drive systems, it's variable. So you can send 10% of power to one wheel, 30% to another, and just wherever the car chooses that it needs traction. But if you're heading out in really bad weather, you can actually lock the differentials, and it sends 100% of power to all the wheels.
So that's great if you've got maybe a ski trip coming up, or you get into some slippery little off-roading or something. It's going to keep you safe and sound through all of that. Again, we talk about a price point of around $30,000, but if you step up to the SEL or the limited trim, you're really not talking about a lot more money at that point.
No, you're not. Stepping up to the limited trim, you're looking at adding about $8,000, which adds leather seating surfaces, big panoramic sunroof, the whole digital dash. It's
The panoramic sunroof is worth checking out if you're coming down to Wright Way Hyundai. We are at Wright Way Hyundai. It's the 2022 test drive, or the test drive of the 2022 Hyundai Tucson. This in its hybrid form. Now we're sitting here with it running. It's taking care of itself. I can see it's checking the charge, it's checking the fuel. When I fired it up, it didn't make a sound. It sat here for a little bit because we're just sitting still. You hear the gas engine come on, but it's very, very quiet. The cabin itself, I'm going to pull my door shut. Very quiet, very thunky, very solid feeling vehicle here.
You're absolutely right about that. They've there have been complaints in the past with road noise in Hyundai vehicles, so they're really stepping up their game as far as using different sound deadening glass and sand mounting materials in the floorboards and things like that to help keep the cabin noise down.
So when you come down to Wright Way Hyundai for a test drive, check out the Tucson. If you were thinking maybe a Santa Fe, but you're not sure of the spacing, you're thinking about, I said a grocery getter earlier, not to put that down at all, or if you're thinking about something like this over a minivan, you want to see the quality. You also kind of want to see the extra space inside, and it just makes it so much interesting. It's an interesting vehicle with the way they've redone the body styling, the LED driving lights, the things they've done on the outside. Just come down and take a look at it. Talk to Rob or any of the folks here at Wright Way Hyundai. We're in Waynesboro on 250. It's another 98 Rock test drive with the 2022 Tucson. All right, outside of the 2022 Hyundai Tucson, this is a gorgeous vehicle. Just want to get the driver's side, kind of pan around the side here, Rob. Rob, one of the great sales folks here at Wright Way Hyundai. Tell us about Hyundai Assurance, and of course, since it's a hybrid, we're talking about batteries. I know there's a great warranty on those too.
Yeah, greatest warranty in America. So most people know of the 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty, 5-year, 60,000-mile bumper-to-bumper. But on top of that, the entire hybrid system and the batteries are covered for 10 years or 100,000 miles as well.
So the batteries are covered too for 100.
Covered for a decade.
It's a great warranty. If you've never heard of the Hyundai Assurance, you really want to come down and check out. In this particular vehicle, I'm glad we got to see it today. It's the 2022 Hyundai Tucson, fresh off the trucks. Come down and get Rob to take you for a test drive and check it out at Wright Way Hyundai, 250 West in Waynesboro.